If I may present to you my sweet baby boy, Kittu in the back. He's asleep. He's perfectly fine. He's not being disturbed. He loves to be in the room when there's TV on or when there's people talking. He's a desi cat. He's completely fine with like chaos. So that's Kittu. Please don't mind him. He's just gonna be there in the background. Let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tuba and I am originally from Pakistan. I live in Germany. I've been living here for almost 3-4 years now, and this channel is just me talking about my life in Germany, how I like navigate everyday life. So if you're new here, thank you so much for being. I hope you stick around, and if you are coming back to my channel, thank you so much again for being here. I am very grateful for all the support I've gotten on my channel. It's very refreshing, it's very surprising, because I didn't think that so many people would want to see my videos, but I've received so much love from you guys. I literally check my YouTube every single day to see how many subscribers I have, or like how, like if people have seen my videos or not, and people do. So thank you so much for that. Today we're gonna sit and talk. We're gonna chat. We're gonna chat about Istanbul. We're gonna chat about my experience of going to Istanbul for the first time. As someone who's a really like paranoid person, when I was planning to go to Istanbul, I had asked a lot of my friends about their experiences, and many people had many things to say. And most importantly, everyone was telling me to be very careful, to not get scammed. And so when I was going, I was quite afraid. I didn't know what to expect. But now that I'm back, I've got things to share, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're calling these chai sessions with Tuba. This is not chai as in like doodh patti, even though I wish it was, but I did not have the time to do that. So this is just normal chai, just some herbal tea, but we're gonna call these chai sessions with Tuba, okay? Because we're sitting here, we're just chatting, we're having a session, okay? We're doing that. So I want to start off by talking about traveling to Istanbul, and also just traveling like within Istanbul, right? So we traveled to Istanbul by flight, and then once we got there, we went to the airport that's a bit far away. In our case, we took the bus from airport to central Istanbul. There's two options. You can take the bus, which goes every 30 minutes, although I will say that it was chaotic. There were so many buses. There was no timetable as such. They go every 30 minutes, but when you reach there, they're going literally like every 10-15 minutes. Even if there is a timetable, no one's probably gonna follow it, so you just have to kind of be aware of that. It was fine, but it was just a bit chaotic. It cost us 100 lira total for two people, so for one person it was 50 lira, which is, I don't know, I'll do the conversions into euros and also into rupees, Pakistani rupees, so that you know. Also take a taxi. Taxis are actually quite cheap. I do want to say that I am talking in terms of like someone who lives and who also earns in Germany, right? Because if you're someone going from Pakistan, it's going to be a completely different story. You might not think that things are as cheap as I would, because I'm talking about it from perspective of living in Germany, right? So just want to put that out there, keep that in mind. But from my perspective, even taxis are quite cheap. People use taxis all the time in Istanbul, so you can definitely get a taxi from the airport to your hotel if you wanted to. We didn't feel like doing that. We just didn't like think that it was like important. We weren't missing out on anything. Plus I really enjoy like traveling in buses. I get to like see the city and everything. Now moving on to taxis, you can definitely take taxis. They're quite cheap. There's this one app that I was using. It's like a local app. It's in Turkish. I don't know if it's in English. You can also use Uber. If you've got Uber, you can use that app. That's perfectly fine. But there's another one, I'll put it up on the screen, that I downloaded before I went to Istanbul, and that's the one I was using. So you just call a taxi, they come to you whenever you want. You've got taxis in the morning, late at night, whenever you want, taxis there. One thing that I want to point out is, and this is something my friend also told me, my friend lives in Istanbul, so she knows what she's talking about. She said make sure that you always go by the meter. So if the driver is asking you to pay in euros or in dollars or in pounds or whatever, something's not right. You should be able to pay in liras, you should be able to pay in cash. But also, if the driver is asking you for a fixed price versus the meter price, go for the meter price. Because when they're traveling a longer distance, for instance from the airport to central Istanbul, they're gonna give you a fixed price which is gonna be significantly higher than the meter price. So that's something to keep in mind. When we did get a taxi on our way back, the guy didn't ask us, but if he were to ask us, we would say obviously stick to the meter price. So just wanted to get that out there. Really good advice. Please follow that, because sometimes taxi drivers can cost a lot more than like what you would anticipate, just because they are trying to, like, you know, give you a like a scam price. Basically, they're scamming you. Okay. Moving on to traveling within Istanbul, like as in like on the bus or on the tram and stuff. So basically what we had was a travel card. It's a little like card that you top up with money, and then you can use it on buses, you can use it on trams, you can use it on trains, you can use it underground. We were 2 people, but we just got one card. So you get one card, you put money in it, you tap it and you go, and the person behind you, just give them the card, they can also tap and go. So you don't actually need 2 cards. I think one card is like 25 liras if I'm not wrong. So you can definitely get 2 cards, but we just got one card. It was perfectly fine because we were gonna be together the whole time, so it was perfectly fine. So we got one Istanbul card. It's called the Istanbul card, and then you top it up. The thing is though, when you want to top it up, make sure you've got cash to top it up, because you can't use your card to top up your travel card. You need cash, so you put the cash in the machine while your travel card is also there, and basically like it tops it up. You will find these card machines like at train stations. They're quite small and like shady looking, so they're like somewhere in the corner, like I don't know, if I find a picture I'll put it up, but you can get the card from there. They're quite crowded sometimes because people are always trying to figure out how to get the cards out, but make sure you get your card from there and not to get it from someone who's selling it on the street. I had a friend tell me that they bought the card from someone on the street, so that person basically scammed them and gave them the card for a lot more than what it was actually worth. So just make sure you don't buy the card from a random person on the street. There's machines, you'll find them in the train stations, you'll find them sometimes even near the tram station. So just make sure you get your card from the actual place where you're supposed to get it and don't get scammed. Okay, so that's on the travel card. So if you're in central Istanbul, moving around is quite easy. Like I said, taxis are always there, but trams are also there all the time. You've also got buses. There were instances where we had to go to, like, you know, a place that was a bit far away, like 30-40 minutes, and we would go on the bus, or we would like go in the tram. So everything, at least in central Istanbul, is very like nicely connected, so you don't have to worry about how to get from one place to another. The public transportation is quite good. You know what, I've realized I talk for way too long, and my videos are gonna be really long, and then no one's gonna want to watch them, because who's gonna watch a 30-minute video of me just like chatting? Okay, let's move on. Moving on to food. Good thing about Istanbul, everything is halal. Everything is halal. You don't have to worry. McDonald's, KFC, wherever you go, everything is halal. You don't have to worry about that. As someone who lives in Germany, as someone who can't find halal things all the time, that was a blessing. There was a desi restaurant that we went to, because we had heard really good reviews about it. It's called Darbar Karachi, something like that. So we went there for desi food. It was quite good. Again, compared to like desi places in Germany, quite cheap as well. So we were really happy. You do have to remember कि जो भी central जगहें हैं इस्तांबुल में वहाँ पे खाना थोड़ा महंगा होगा, obviously because there's tourists there and you know like everyone's like trying to get food, and these places are like in like quite central locations, so sometimes you're gonna be paying more than what you would pay if you were to go a little bit outside of the central locations. So be careful about that. Another thing that I found while I was doing my research was when you sit in a restaurant and you've got the menu in front of you, just take a picture of whatever it is that you're like ordering, right? Like if you're getting I don't know bread or something, just like take a picture of the menu with the prices so that when you get your bill you can like look back and see कि आपने क्या क्या order किया है और आपका bill कितना आया है, क्योंकि it is possible that your bill might have like additional surcharges or whatever. Did not happen with us, I must say that. So I don't want to say like, oh, this did happen to me, but I have heard it happen to other people. So just to be careful, just to make sure you're paying for what you're, you know, eating, take a picture or just keep a note of the things that you've ordered and what they cost, so that you're not paying for like more than what you ordered. Because kabhi kabar they can like change the prices, or they can add like random stuff in your bill that you never ordered. So now moving on to scams in general, I feel like a lot of the fear and a lot of kind of like these conversations around like scamming and stuff in Turkey in general, they are a bit exaggerated, I will say that, because I'm so like grateful that none of that happened to me. You do have to be careful, right? Like you do have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be aware of kind of like who's around you, where you are. Make sure that all your like belongings are with you, like you can see them. What we did was I had a crossbody bag, so my bag was always in the front, like in front of me. I had my camera, but obviously my camera has a band or whatever, so it was in my neck. And so the whole time, you know, I was fully aware of my surroundings. If you are a bit worried, make sure just like you don't take a tote bag or whatever, like without a zip. Make sure your bags have zips. And just keep like your things in front of you. Agar backpack hai, to just, you know, wear it in the front. That's also a great way to like, you know, make sure nothing happens. I was really paranoid because I thought that pata nahi kya, matlab meri cheezein chori ho jayengi. हर कोई मतलब मेरी चीज़ें चोरी करने की कोशिश में होगा and stuff like that, but it wasn't really like that. I was just being paranoid, to be honest. I was very careful, matlab, you know, making sure like my things are on me, or making like looking at the bill before I paid it, or looking at like what the machine said in terms of the amount that I have to pay before I tap my card. These things I think are really good things to do whenever you're traveling anyway, just because, you know, you don't want to of course be scammed, or you don't want to pay more than what you want to pay. But I do feel like kabhi kabar, just say if I was gonna go get water from like a random store, they would give it for, I don't know, 15 liras, even if it was maybe not 15 or maybe it was 10, just because I spoke in English and I wasn't speaking in Turkish. But I feel like that's fine. That's not really a big issue. I did go to the Grand Bazaar. I did buy a few things, और मैंने पैसे कम करवाए थे. This cushion in the back, I don't know if you can see it, but this is also from Turkey. This was one of the souvenirs we got because I really liked it and I wanted to get it. So I got it and मैंने पैसे कम करवाए थे. So, you know, just like be sure of that. People are generally very nice. No one's mean. No one's like standoffish. People are there to help you out. So that's a really good thing. I really appreciate it when people are nice, when people are, you know, ready to help you if you need help. So I will say, like, from my experience in Istanbul, people were genuinely very, very nice. We did not have any issues whatsoever. I do want to point out one more thing about your SIM card. We got a digital eSIM that we needed for Wi-Fi. Lekin when you get to the airport, वहाँ पे दुकानें होती हैं जहाँ पे you can go and get like SIM cards. Airport पे थोड़ी महंगी होती हैं if you are like near your hotel or in in a touristy place and you find a shop there, you will probably find it for a bit cheaper. I'm not sure, but probably. So if you can get something from somewhere other than the airport, try doing that, because the airport places can be a bit. But in general, I feel like it's great. Like, it's good. Like, I recommend, if you're going to Turkey, if you're going to Istanbul, definitely do. If you're considering it, definitely go to Istanbul. It's a great place to visit. It's quite stunning. Like visually, it's really beautiful as well. It's a great experience, and I think you should definitely go. I hope you guys enjoyed my feedback, or like my kind of like experience on going to Istanbul. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like my videos, if you like my content, please subscribe, please comment, please like my videos. I really love it when you guys comment. I love it when you guys have like something to say. I love it when you share your experiences. So definitely comment down below if there's something that I missed out on in this video. Also, if there's anything that you want me to make a video on specifically, I would love to know. And I'll see you next time.